Welcome to a brief overview of the Research on Research group on organizing creativity time. You might wonder, why am I looking at a picture of lottery balls? We put this picture up because we want you to think about the following question. If you were offered a choice between two lotteries, one where you could win money and one where you could win time, which one would you pick? That question right there brings us to the importance of today's topic. Because money is great, but you can do anything with money if you don't have time. Time is a key resource, both for people and for organizations. Despite time being so important, academic research on time in organizations is largely lacking. On this slide are just a few key terms that are time-related and relevant to businesses. Through time management, organizations try to plan and exercise control over time spent on activities, with the goal of increasing productivity. Most of us are under constant time pressure. Just-in-time manufacturing processes are considered best practice, and we are all too familiar with the saying, time is money. And because of that, in this Research on Research project, we want to focus on the question, how to organize creativity time to maximize creative output. Before we continue, I would like to briefly introduce the researchers on this project. We have Alexander Brenn, who is at the University of Stuttgart in Germany, and Dan Jang, who is at the City University of New York, as am I, Heidi Bertels. What we have in common is an interest in research related to innovation management, product development, and creativity, and doing research that's relevant for practitioners like you. In this research, the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what is creativity time? Creativity time is defined as time during which employees choose what projects to work on and how to complete such projects. There are two main approaches in industry of how to manage creativity time that you are probably familiar with. One main approach is to allow employees a certain percentage of their time to work on creative projects of their choosing. With the exception of mandatory meetings and deadlines, these employees are able to autonomously schedule their creative time. Well-known examples are the 15% rule at 3M and the 20% rule at Google. Google attributes inventions such as Street View, Gmail, and Google News to its 20% rule, and 3M's famous Post-it notes come from 3M's 15% rule. Another approach is to provide employees with scheduled time off to work on creative projects. This time is usually touted as a boot camp or a designated week per year for people to be immersed in non-routine work. Examples of companies that use this approach are Twitter and Atlassian. Despite these two overall approaches, not much is known about how organizations can best schedule creativity time. Maybe scheduling autonomy works for some employees, but not for everybody. Maybe companies should allow scheduling autonomy, but require incubation periods. And how does time pressure come into play? We have some ideas. If you're interested, find out more by listening to our presentation posted on the IRI website or contact us so we can solve this problem together.